Welcome to Basketball U. If you're new to Basketball U, make sure you slam dunk that subscribe button. And just to make sure you don't miss a thing, make sure you tap that notification bell right after you hit that subscribe button. Basketball U, welcome back. Welcome to another edition of Role Players, where we will be highlighting the unsung heroes that you hear about while they're making noise playing, but forgotten about once they no longer grace the floor with their presence. Before we start this edition of Role Players, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Now today we are here to talk about this player, one of the best in Georgetown, alongside Patrick Ewing, who went on to become a 7-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, and NBA Champion. Basketball U family, we present to you Alonzo Mourning. During his time at Indian River High School in Chesapeake, Virginia, he led the team to 51 straight victories and a state title his junior year. As a senior, he averaged 25 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 block shots per game. He was named Player of the Year by USA Today, Parade, Gatorade, and Naismith. He was the #1 recruit of the 1988 class, over Christian Laettner, Sean Kemp, Billy Owens, Kenny Williams, Stanley Roberts, Rick Fox, Malik Sealy, among others. Mourning played college basketball for John Thompson at Georgetown University. He made an immediate impact as a freshman, starting all 34 games for the Hoyas, averaging 13.1 points and 7.3 rebounds per game. But his most notable accomplishment was leading the nation in total block shots with 169 and blocks per game with 5. Both figures led the nation and set NCAA records for a freshman at that time. Mourning's scoring and rebounding improved over the next 2 seasons, but his shot blocking declined significantly, as his taller teammate Dikembe Mutombo established himself as starting center for Georgetown, forcing Mourning to play at power forward. After Mutombo entered the NBA draft in 1991, Mourning retook his place as starting center and responded with a spectacular senior season in 1991 and 92. He averaged 21.3 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 5 blocks per game that year, and collected numerous awards, including consensus First Team All-American and Big East Conference Player of the Year. He was also named Big East Defensive Player of the Year, which he had won twice previously as a freshman and again as a sophomore, sharing the award with Mutombo that season. Mutombo won the award alone in 1990-91. Mourning finished his college career with 2,001 points and 1,032 rebounds, reaching the exclusive 2,000 point, 1,000 rebound milestone. More impressively, he finished with 453 block shots in his college career, ranking first all-time in NCAA history at that time. Interestingly, Mourning was never listed as the all-time leader in Georgetown history, as the school credits Patrick Ewing with 493 blocks during his college career. But block shots were not an official NCAA statistic at that time. Mourning was selected 2nd overall in the 1992 NBA draft by the Charlotte Hornets, behind Shaquille O'Neal and before Christian Laettner. Mourning was named to the league's all-rookie team in 1993 after averaging 21 points, 10.3 rebounds, and 3.47 blocks. He finished 2nd to Shaquille O'Neal in Rookie of the Year voting. He posted the highest scoring average of any rookie in Hornets history. Mourning and O'Neal were the first NBA rookies since David Robinson in the 1999-90 season to average 20 or more points and 10 plus rebounds in their first seasons. Mourning shattered Charlotte's block shots records, becoming the Hornets' all-time career leader in the 49th game of the season. The greatest moment of Mourning's rookie season came on May 5th, 1993, in Game 4 of a first-round playoff series against the Boston Celtics. His 20-footer with .4 seconds left gave the Hornets a 104-103 victory in the game and a 3-1 victory in the series. The Hornets lost in the second round to the New York Knicks in 5 games, with Mourning averaging 23.8 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 3.4 blocks in 9 playoff games. The following year, Mourning played in just 60 games, posting almost similar averages of 21.5 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 3.1 blocks per game, but the Hornets missed the playoffs. In the 1994-95 season, Mourning and teammate Larry Johnson led the Hornets to a 50-win season and reached the playoffs. Mourning ranked first on the team in scoring 21.3 per game, rebounding with 9.9 per game, and blocked shots with 2.92 per game, with a .519 field goal percentage, and played in the 1995 NBA All-Star Game where he scored 10 points and grabbed 8 rebounds. The Hornets lost in 4 games to the Chicago Bulls in the first round of the playoffs, despite Mourning averaging 22 points, 13.3 rebounds, and 3.3 blocks during the series. On November 3rd, 1995, after Mourning rejected Charlotte's contract extension offer worth an average of $11.2 million for 7 years, and knowing they would not be able to re-sign him, the Hornets traded him, along with reserves Pete Myers and LaRon Ellis, in exchange for Glenn Rice, Matt Geiger, Khaled Reeves, and a first-round pick in the 1996 NBA Draft. Mourning would immediately serve as the centerpiece of the Pat Riley-coached Heat, and in his first season in Miami, he averaged 23.2 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 2.7 blocks per game as Miami made the playoffs before being swept in the first round by the 72 winning Bulls. Mourning played in the 1996 NBA All-Star Game and was joined by All-Star point guard Tim Hardaway, who arrived through a mid-season trade. In July 1996, Mourning signed a 7-year, $105 million contract with the Heat. In the 1996-97 season, the Heat would go on to win a then franchise record of 61 games, finishing second in the Eastern Conference behind the defending champions Bulls, while Mourning averaged 19.8 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 2.9 blocks per game. In the playoffs, Miami defeated the Orlando Magic in 5 games and advanced to the conference finals against the Knicks, where the rivalry between the Heat and the New York Knicks intensified. The Knicks took a 3-1 series lead, but following a brawl between Charlie Ward and P.J. Brown late in Game 5, multiple suspensions were handed down. Mourning scored 28 points in Game 6, followed by a 22-point, 12-rebound performance in Game 7 to help Miami advance to the Eastern Conference Finals, a franchise first, to face Chicago. The Bulls took a 3-0 series lead, and Mourning granted a victory in Game 4 as the Heat won 87-80. However, with a 187 loss in Game 5, the Heat were eliminated by the Bulls. Mourning signed a 4-year deal with the New Jersey Nets in July 2003 as a free agent, but on November 24, 2003, Mourning retired from the NBA due to complications from his kidney disease. On December 19th, he underwent a successful kidney transplant. In 2004, he started practicing with the Nets again and made the team's regular season roster during the 2004-05 season. He did not play a significant role with the Nets, however, and openly complained to the media that he wanted out of New Jersey, especially after the team traded away Kenyon Martin. Mourning was traded to the Toronto Raptors on December 17, 2004. Mourning never reported to the Raptors and was brought out of his contract at a remaining $9 million on February 11, 2005. Raptors team officials later said that he did not meet the medical conditions to play for the team. Mourning then finished the season with the Heat being paid a second salary, the veteran's minimum. Mourning re-signed with the Heat on March 1st, 2005. His role was reduced as a backup because of superstar Shaquille O'Neal. Although he was called upon as a starter due to O'Neal missing stretches due to injury, O'Neal and Mourning even played together on the court at times. With Mourning playing power forward because of physical limitations, his minutes were reduced, but was still a steady contributor. Mourning's tenacious defense, steady offense, and all-around hustle helped the Heat gain and maintain the first seed in Eastern Conference during the 2004-05 season. Mourning finished the regular season ranking third in block shots at 2.66 per game, despite only playing 20 minutes per contest. Miami swept the Nets in the first round of the playoffs, with Mourning recording 21 points and 9 rebounds in just 16 minutes in Game 2. In the second round against the Washington Wizards, Mourning stepped in for the injured O'Neal and scored 14 points with 13 rebounds and blocked 4 shots in Game 3 as Miami completed another 4-game sweep. Miami fell in 7 games to the defending champions, the Detroit Pistons, in the Eastern Conference Finals, with Mourning leading the team in blocks with 3 per game in the series. On June 17, 2005, the Heat picked up the team option on Mourning, as the Heat once again overhauled their roster, acquiring other veterans seeking a title such as Antoine Walker and Gary Payton. Mourning continued to serve as the Heat's backup center, and early on stepped in to serve as the team's starting center after O'Neal suffered an injury. Mourning started in 20 games out of a total of 65 games played, averaging 7.8 points and 5.5 rebounds, while finishing third in the league with 2.7 blocks per game despite playing as a reserve. In the playoffs, Mourning continued to shine in his role as a defensive player off the bench, as Miami advanced past the Bulls and the Nets before defeating the Pistons in 6 games to advance to the 2006 NBA Finals, the first NBA Finals in franchise history and the first for Mourning. After a 2-0 deficit, Miami won all 3 of its home games, led by the spectacular play of Dwayne Wade. And in Game 6 in Dallas, Mourning came off the bench to score 8 points with 6 rebounds and a team-high 5 blocks to help Miami win its first championship in franchise history. After winning the championship, Mourning announced that he would turn to the Heat in the 2006-07 season to defend their title, despite receiving offers of more money from other teams, including the San Antonio Spurs. In 2007, Mourning announced that he would return for 1 more year with the Heat in his 15th season. "It will definitely be my last year," Mourning said. After starting the season with a solid note, averaging 6 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 1.75 blocks in just over 16 minutes played per 24 games, Mourning tore his patellar tendon in his right knee on December 19, 2007 during the first quarter of the 117-111 overtime loss to the Atlanta Hawks. During the 2007-08 season, he became the Heat's all-time leader in points scored, which has since then surpassed by Dwayne Wade. Mourning announced his retirement from the NBA on January 22, 2009. In his press conference, he said, "At 38, I feel like I've physically done all I can for this game." 1 month later, the Heat announced that they will retire Mourning's number 33 jersey, making him the first Heat player to be so honored. The jersey retirement ceremony occurred on March 30, 2009, when the Heat hosted the Orlando Magic. During the extended halftime ceremony, Mourning was introduced by Florida Governor Charlie Crist, former Georgetown University basketball coach John Thompson, Basketball Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing, Heat players Dwayne Wade and Udonis Haslem, and Heat head coach Pat Riley. In May 2009, he was named to the Hampton Roads Sports Hall of Fame, which honors athletes, coaches, and administrators who contributed to sports in southeastern Virginia. In the following April, he was inducted to the Virginia Sports Hall of Fame in recognition of his outstanding high school, collegiate, and professional career, as well as his commitment to volunteer service in the communities in which he has lived and worked throughout his life. Mourning announced his return to the Heat in late June 2009. He holds the position of Vice President of Player Programs and Development, which covers community outreach and mentoring young players. Mourning played in a basketball game for Barack Obama's 50th birthday at the basketball court at the White House in 2011. In addition to Mourning, the game features Shane Battier, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Maya Moore, Joakim Noah, Chris Paul, Derrick Rose, and Obama's friends from high school. Kobe Bryant and Bill Russell were spectators. On April 7, 2014, it was announced that Mourning will be inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame on August 8th. On March 26, 2019, Mourning was named to the FIBA Hall of Fame and was inducted on August 30th. Throughout his career, Alonzo Mourning averaged 17.1 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks, along with 2 gold medals, and also being a 2-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year. A major career for Alonzo Mourning. This is Basketball U. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, follow all of our social medias right there in the description to keep yourself up to date, as this channel will have a lot of basketball, a lot of players, and a lot of training and more information on how to play the game of basketball. Remember, someone's always working. Are you?